I'm sure you might have heard your grandparents say that, in my generation, allergies were almost unheard of. But is this actually true? Well, yes. Food allergies are becoming more and more common over time. In fact, recent data has shown that hospitalization related to food allergies is increasing among children. But what exactly is a food allergy? And what could be causing this increase in food allergies worldwide? Well, a food allergy is an immune reaction that persistently occurs when eating a certain food. It is also known as food hypersensitivity and occurs when a food that is normally harmless elicits an immune response to what is known as an antigen, which is a unique protein that is derived from the food we eat. Food allergies are most commonly associated with foods such as peanuts and milk. However, there are a number of allergenic foods that include eggs, soy, wheat, tree nuts, and shellfish, all of which can produce the typical symptoms of allergies, which include swelling, sneezing, nausea, and digestive problems. But what's the underlying mechanism of allergies? Well, the immune system is basically the body's defense against infection and disease by keeping infectious agents out of the body and killing the ones that get in. The immune system is made up of various types of cells. However, the most important of them being white blood cells, also known as leukocytes. In people that do not have allergies, your immune system is effectively able to distinguish between dangerous particles and those that are harmless. This is a process called tolerance, and is vital in making sure the immune system doesn't initiate any unnecessary fights against harmless substances. However, in people with allergies, the immune system mistakes some normally harmless food particles as a threat, initiating an immune response. In the case of these food allergies, the individuals will produce food-specific antibodies, which are Y-shaped proteins that help identify and remove harmful antigens in the body. Specifically, an antibody called immunoglobulin E, or IgE, attaches to special white blood cells called mast cells and basophils. When these food allergens bind to the IgE antibodies, the immune system perceives the food as a dangerous substance, and the mast cells and basophils release chemicals which induce inflammation. This inflammation is vital to allowing your body to combat this perceived threat, but also results in the physiological symptoms that we associate with allergies, including swelling of the lips, hives, and shortness of breath. So what does current research tell us about the development of food allergies? Since peanut allergies develop very early and are rarely outgrown, many clinical practice guides in the US and the UK used to recommend the exclusion of allergenic foods from infants' diets and the diets of mothers during pregnancy and lactation. This means that many parents avoid giving these allergenic foods for the fear of causing an allergic reaction, but current research shows that this may actually be counterproductive. One study published in 2015 was a randomized study of peanut consumption in infants, and they wanted to evaluate strategies of peanut consumption or avoidance to figure out what the most effective strategy is to prevent the development of peanut allergies. The study first divided all of the infants into two groups, those at high risk for developing a peanut allergy and those who weren't. This distinction is determined by a simple skin prick test that delivers a small amount of allergen to the body to see if an itchy red bump called a wheal develops. The larger the wheal, the greater the immune response resulted from the exposure to the antigen, which means that you're at a greater risk for developing persistent allergies. In this study, both groups of infants were further divided based on strategy, where half of the infants would avoid peanuts until 60 months of age, while the other half of the infants were exposed to peanuts until 60 months of age. So what were the results of this study? In the group with a low risk of allergy production, infants were 7 times more likely to develop a peanut allergy by avoiding peanut consumption, with only 1.9% of infants developing an allergy in the exposure group. This trend was even seen in infants that were identified to be of high risk, with the infants that avoided peanuts until 60 months of age being 3 times more likely to develop peanut allergies compared to the consumption strategy, which had 10.6% of infants with peanut allergies. This result challenges commonly held beliefs about how to combat food allergies. And while we have learned a lot about how food allergies come to be and strategies to avoid their development, we have still a long way to go before we understand exactly how allergies develop. So we now know that individuals who have allergies result from an immune system that views harmless particles as a threat, initiating an immune response. In food allergies, allergens from a food cause the production of antibodies that attach to white blood cells and lead to an inflammatory response. Additionally, current research also suggests that exposing infants to allergenic foods might be a key in protecting your children from different allergies. There's lots of research to be done, but it is definitely amazing to know that we can have such a big impact on our own immune system. For further information, please feel free to visit the reference links. Make sure to check out our YouTube Demystifying Medicine page at demystifyingmedicine.ca for more videos. Thank you for watching.